Hello and welcome to volume 29 of the ChapterSkip podcast. Before I introduce myself, I would warn everyone that we swear a lot and we probably will spoil most things we talk about. Anyway, I'm Mark.
I'm Chad.
And I'm Joe.
And I'm Sean. Welcome along to the podcast. You made it in time this time, Mark.
I did, yeah.
Well done.
Pretty good.
Hey. Everyone alright? Everyone good?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit more positive than last week. It's like, everyone alright? Yeah, I suppose so.
Monday blues, isn't it?
Yeah, I got a couple of apologies to make. First and foremost,
Yeah,
hey?
you haven't done your homework, have you?
You talked about last week. Eh?
Well, I'm gonna get to that in a second. Apologies. I was meant to post the podcast on Friday. Got to work and completely forgot about it. Then you messaged me on Facebook, Mark, said,
I did.
"Oh, we're doing the podcast today," and I just didn't look at my phone all weekend. I was just like, and then woke up on Monday and I'd seen it been posted. I was like, oh, okay.
I was
Thanks.
confused because whatever it posted, the title had gone all weird.
Yeah.
So the title was still Volume 1, Part 1. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Oh, I'll just call it Codcasting and then that'll do.
Well, that's the thing. What I do is Thursday evening. Sorry.
Your dog's really angry.
There's a killer at the door.
He's doing The Shining. He likes to do that.
Red Ram.
No, where he gets the axe or getting out.
Alright.
Here's Kobe. What I do on a Thursday, I edit the podcast, make it sound alright and whatnot. Then I render it down, add all the annotation type things on the page shows when you watch the video, and then render it overnight, wake up Friday morning and upload it to YouTube. And I did that, and I normally edit all the title and the description and upload a thumbnail and all that stuff, and just completely forgot. I was watching some Parks and Recreation in the morning and then eating my breakfast, and I was like, oh, I've got to go to work. So I rushed out the door and then forgot to do it and then didn't think about it for the whole weekend.
I didn't get it done till Sunday because Friday was when I messaged you, but I was at work at the time and I couldn't do it from there because I was having some internet issues. And then Saturday I forgot.
Yeah, so there's the case. It was like, hey, it's the weekend, and just
and then
forget
Sunday
about
I was like, oh yeah, shit, podcast. I'll do that when I get home.
So that's my first apology of the evening. My second apology goes out to Joe. Now, last week you tried to interject and have a topic of your own, and you was like, hey guys, did you hear that Clerks 3 is going to be made? And myself and Mark instantly shut you down saying, no, that's not happening, it's Tusk and yoga hoses. And apparently the news has just broke that Kevin Smith is actually making Clerks 3 because of Tusk.
Because of what Joe said? He's like, fuck them guys.
Yeah, you heard me.
Because I was going to call you out on it, because I read about it a few days ago. I was like, oh shit,
I
Joe was right.
Literally, I went home that night, went on Facebook and saw Clerks 3 being made because of Tusk. I was like, God damn it! If only I checked Facebook.
That's what I see. That was a thing. Like that.
Yeah. Apparently Tusk didn't do crazy well in the box offices, but because of Tusk, Clerks 3 is going to be made. I think people knew that Kevin Smith was back in the game, he's on his game, and he's ready to do some good movies.
It didn't even get released here, so...
Well, it hasn't yet.
Yeah, exactly. So the box office thing is a bit like...
Well, it's domestic box office, so I think it showed in 600 screens, that's Tusk.
Yeah, so it's quite limited. So.
Yeah, fairly limited, but quite, 600 screens across America.
Yeah, but that could just be, that's Texas.
I suppose so, yeah. But, anyway, I guess people just thought, hey, he's still making movies.
Yeah.
Does he still want to write, Clerks 3? I guess he's already written it, or... he's pitched it to somebody else. So, that's being made. So it's been on and off over the last year or so. We talked about it, probably 3 months ago, saying here's a list of sequels that are going to be made, and Clerks 3 was on there. Then it wasn't on there, and now it's back on the table.
Joe set us straight.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Joe. And sorry.
No worries.
Yeah. Sorry, Joe, if I was offensive with my poo-pooing of your Clerks 3 announcement.
I can read sometimes.
Well, no, because my thing was I always listen to Kevin Smith's Smodcast and Hollywood Babylon and all that sort of stuff, and he never mentioned Clerks 3 is going to be made, and then obviously it got released on the internet before I...
I just see it that day before you come around, so...
Yeah, so fuck you, Sean.
Yeah. And also, fuck me, like you said, Chud, didn't do my homework. Just going to put it out there.
Again.
Poo-poo, sorry about that, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Completely
Look
fucked
who's
up the whole...
behind.
I just fell apart this whole weekend.
Let's
so go.
I mean, you could watch it in the hour and a half it takes you to get your hair done.
What was your
What's wrong
homework?
with you?
No way.
What was your homework? Remind us.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, didn't manage to get around to watching that,
that's a
but
pity.
I will endeavour. I say endeavour. I'm not going to guarantee that I'll do it for next week. I'll try my best to do it for next week.
I think you just enjoy it anyway.
I probably would. I literally
maybe.
just didn't even get a chance to. I should probably. But the thing is, I have time sort of in the morning and late at night, but they're like sort of probably 30 to 45 minute sections, and I don't really want to watch a little bit of the movie and then come back to it and be like, oh, I can't remember what happened. I want to watch it all in one segment.
Yeah.
So I have to set aside, hour and a half, 2 hours.
I think you could do it in 45-minute sections. Just pretend it's a 2-part series.
I could, but yeah, I don't have a very good memory, and I just need to like go back to it and be like, previously on Tucker and Dale versus, when you watch Breaking Bad and it kind of recaps what you'd watched the week before. That's what I need. I've got such a bad memory,
And you could do like your own credit screen and that if you put it in 2 parts. where it ends and that. Dun, 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 dun.
Is that the theme tune?
Will
I don't know, it
Tucker
could
and
be
Dale
that.
face the evil?
Yeah.
Or will they
Tune in
succumb
for
to
next
it?
week.
Find
What
out.
happens next week on Tucker and Dale versus Evil? Apologies, boys, but remind me, guys, of the homework that you guys potentially may or may not have done.
There's going to be one week when none of us.
My homework
Well, skip that
was
section.
my homework was Game of Thrones, or you said BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, or The Strain. Any of the above.
Just something. Just watch something.
Just watch something, Joe, so we can talk about it. Unlike me, who didn't watch anything. Well, I did watch something, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. And then what was yours?
Mine was Outlander.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And if I remember correctly, Mark, you were going to watch Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I was indeed going to watch it.
Was going to watch it,
I was going to watch it.
but didn't.
I did.
Hey, you did watch it.
Haha!
I thought, yeah,
I didn't
putting it
know I-
past
I was just
tense.
thinking
eh?
this
I watched
homework
it,
section's
yeah.
getting shorter and shorter.
Just be Joe going, I watched one episode.
Yeah.
It's alright.
It was alright. Let's move on.
No, I watched it.
Alright then, well, as we're talking about it, do you want to carry on and let us know what you thought of Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
See, now I got the impression you guys really like it. You've all seen it, and I got the impression you really like it. So I've watched it, and I can't fucking believe that I've never watched it before, because it was fucking awesome. Yeah! I watched it and like, straight on my Amazon wishlist, motherfucker.
Yeah,
It's one of my favourite.
Really
films,
good.
sort
It's
of.
like watching,
Yeah.
a retro video game, but with Michael Cera.
And then stuff that you mentioned, like video game sound effects, when Knives Chow is at the door, it does like the do-do-do-do from Zelda.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Did you like the piss bar when you went for a drink?
Yeah.
And
And the whole people are shattering into coins and all this kind of. And he's like, oh, it's only enough
just
for the
over the
bus or
top,
whatever.
innit? Just over
Yeah,
the top.
no, I loved it though.
Absolutely
It didn't need to explain why stuff was happening, because it was just like, yeah, it's fun straight from the get-go.
And when he fights, what's it, the big actor, the skateboard one?
Oh,
Does
Chris
a-
Evans.
He does a big grind.
Does that
Yeah.
not? Yeah.
Hey, I bet you can't do a grindy thing.
And he's like, they're trying to bait me into it, and he's like, there's girls watching. Okay.
I loved his character in that.
Fucking
The
great.
whole film is
Such a
just
good film.
awesome.
Yeah.
I think I did read somewhere that there's a lot, because I've never read the comics, and there's stuff in the comics that it gets explained more when he's like, he tells, I forgot the girl's name.
Ramona?
Yeah. That, I was dreaming about you, and she was like, oh yeah, there's a highway that goes through your mind that I use. I think that gets a lot more. It's
Yeah,
like, didn't
they-
really care. It's like, oh, okay, there's something weird going on.
Yeah.
Fine, just accept it and get on with it.
There's a couple of awesome jokes that I always remember. One is when Knives gets introduced to the band and young Neil's sitting there
Young
just
Neil.
playing games, and they're like, "Hey, Scott plays bass," and she goes to him, "So what do you play?" And he's like, "I play like Tetris and Zelda." I just thought that's just a
They
great
kept
line.
doing little jokes with her name because she's Knives Chow, and then when someone's going, he's like, instead of saying goodbye, it's like, Chow, Knives.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. Thomas Jane was in it, one of the vegan police.
Was that Thomas James?
Yeah, it was one of the vegan police.
Oh, alright, and the other one was
yeah.
Matey Junior. What's his name?
Matey June.
Matey Junior.
Yeah.
Clarence Collins.
Collins, Clifton.
Clifton Collins Jr.
Fuck it, yeah.
Clarence Collins.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And there's some,
No, I really liked it. It's like, yeah, I ordered I think the 2-disc one, which I think is what you said. It's got the little
Yeah.
pop-ups, because it's like, yeah, I want to see all this stuff. There's all these little facts. It was just such
It's
a
great.
fun
It's like
movie.
it opens up the movie totally again. You're watching it for what it is, and then something pops up at the bottom. You're like, oh, I didn't realise it the first time.
I sat there and I'm like, why have I not fucking watched this before? It's great.
Yeah.
and the hot drummer girls, I like the ginger haired girl. Anyway, shoots herself. And then the bass solo.
Trust
that's
joke
awesome.
like the drumming girl.
Yeah.
And then the bass solo, that was cool. The bass off.
Oh, the
whatever.
bass off, yeah. No, the whole film was just cool. Loved it.
Yeah, it was awesome. I like
Thanks, guys.
One of my
Made me get off my arse and watch it.
One of my favourite bits is when they do that song and it's like that really depressed band and they just go like so low, whatever. They're like, that's the end of the song.
It was Crashing the Boys.
Yeah, Crashing the Boys.
These are the
And
boys.
Macaulay Culkin's younger brother. He's in that.
Is it his younger brother or older brother?
I think it's his young one, younger brother. Yeah, he's in Home Alone. He's a little kid who keeps pissing himself in Home Alone. In the original.
Oh, I don't remember. I thought that was Macaulay Culkin.
Just looked really rough.
No, it's very good, very enjoyable film. If anyone has not seen it, get off your asses and check it out.
I'm sure they have, it's only you who hasn't.
If you like
It could be,
retro games, good bit of kind of awkward nerdy comedy mixed with Edgar Wright awesomeness and references and all that kind of stuff in the Edgar Wright fashion.
The only thing is, was it Eisenberg, innit?
Hey?
Is it Jesse Eisenberg? Or was
It's
it the other one?
Michael
Michael
Cera.
Cera, sorry.
Michael Cera, yeah.
He looks a little
The
bit...
other one.
They look alike. He does look a little bit lizardy. Kind of, he's got something about his face looks like a newt or a lizard or something. It's
Like, tongue just
Just something that's like he's going to be sitting there and like eat a fly that's going
You
past.
thought it was going to be like a
what they do.
special power instead of like doing drop kicks and stuff. You thought it was just going to like.
That's what they do when they have a break. It's like, cut, bring in the fly, woman.
But even in the fight
Brings in
scenes,
the
it's like,
fly.
oh, there's like the uppercut thing from Street Fighter and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
KO, KO.
But even the moves as well they were doing, it's like, that's cool.
Little interesting tidbit. You know when Knives and Scott are playing that sort of video game where they're running like the ninja video game. Do you know who does the voice of the arcade game?
No, go on.
It's Bill Hader.
Cool.
Yeah, you know, it's like, round 2, 10, 9. I was like, well, good. I looked like
I guess
a
he done it at the end as well then when it was doing the counting down.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I think the movie set off awesomely because I watched it in the cinema when it first came out. In the is it the Universal sign?
Oh, with it all pixely
just in like
Just
8
that, and
music.
I'm
I was like, that's so cool.
I was like, what game's this from? I know this tune. I'm like, that's the fucking logo music. But all retro-y 8-bitified.
Yeah,
it's
I thought.
awesome.
Yeah, I knew you'd enjoy it.
Yeah, no, it was a really good film. It's like, yeah, I'm going to definitely buy that at some point.
Yeah.
It was a tense moment though. I thought you were going to say you didn't like it.
That's what I was trying to build up to go, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah.
But no, it's really, really good.
Excellent stuff. Thumbs up all around. Let's move along down the line. Chuddykins?
Well, I was tasked with watching Outlander.
Not Highlander.
No, not Highlander. There was another film called Outlander, which I nearly watched that in.
Well, I've done that in
Not
the
the
past.
Jim Caviezel.
good.
Jesus, it's not the Jesus.
Jesus,
movie.
Jim.
I've done that in the past. Watched the wrong one. One of the martial art films.
Ip Man.
Oh, you did, didn't
You
you?
watched like
Watched
Ip Man
the wrong
6.
one.
You watched One
Did you
P-Man.
review the wrong one?
I'm just like,
You watched One P-Man, didn't you?
I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh, the girl was really good in it. There was no girls in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mark, you've seen Outlander. I
Yeah.
don't know about you two.
No.
Don't think
I can't imagine.
What's it about?
It's... Well, I'll give you the synopsis here, actually. During the reign of the Vikings, Canaan, a man from a far-off world, crash lands on Earth, bringing with him an alien predator known as a Morwen. And then, pretty much what happens is this guy crashes on Earth, brings this monster with him for some reason or another. Then it gets released into the wild with... it's set in the Iron Age, so it's the Vikings that landed. They catch this guy thinking that him and his tribe have raided these villages, but it turns out being this monster, and he has to prove to them, first of all, that it's not him, or whatever. And the film pretty much revolves around him and his Vikings hunting down this Morwen. It's okay. And when it first started, I wasn't sure if it was going to be more sci-fi or more fantasy, because it's kind of a blend, isn't it? And I think it veered more towards, I don't know if you'd call it fantasy. It's not really fancy, but it's like Viking-esque.
I think it was, because there weren't that much, because he lost his gun at the start, there weren't that
Yeah,
much.
he only had that little bit at the beginning.
It made me think of like a Beowulf thing, but the Morwen being like a version of Grendel. It's like a different way of explaining this creature isn't, it came from space.
Yeah,
Rather than it's a made-up creature.
the story was a bit weak, I'm going to be honest. Even once they explained why, what everything that happened before he got there, it wasn't really a highlight of the film. The CGI was, for the most part, pretty good, but then now and again it was kind of like, did they run out a bit of money? Because there was just certain bits, it's like, even the girlfriend pointed out, it's like, Maureen looks really good on its own, but as soon as you stand next to a person, it's a little bit weak.
I guess they couldn't crop it out from the picture or whatever.
But I found it somewhat of a middle sort of like mediocre sort of thing. It was okay. Afterwards I didn't think what a piece of shit. I'd wasted my time watching this absolute pile of drivel wank. It was alright, but it's not a film I'd it's not a film I recommend to people that probably wouldn't be into those sort of movies to begin with. So I wouldn't say Joe go watch it.
No.
But someone that's maybe interested, I'd say go check it. If you're sci-fi,
I think I picked it up for like £3. And I'm like, yeah, for me that's the price I would pay for it.
It was a film I've never heard of it. It's I don't know if it just went under the radar or whether it just didn't do very well. Or the cast, it wasn't a bad cast in it.
With some big stars.
Well, it had Ron Perlman for a little while.
He takes an hour or so till he turns up, don't he?
Yeah, and then he wasn't in it for that long, really.
Yeah. Well, he does get... Oh, spoiler, decapitated.
Oh! I did like that scene actually with the hammers, and he had to go on the floor.
Oh, and he smashes him in the head.
Like crushed his head.
He looks good as a big like Viking berserker. It's like, yeah, Ron Perlman fucking nails it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, all of them had Scottish accents. Is that right? Did Vikings were they from Scotland? I'm pretty sure they were
like North, weren't they? Like Norway,
right?
Sweden, and all that kind of
I think it was a case of we don't want to go subtitles. We want to go a vague accent, but nothing that American audiences will be, huh? So it's just like
Okay,
a little hint of not broad
Did
Scottish.
they have
either.
kilts on and that?
No.
Did they have big beards?
They did.
Yeah.
There were some big beards in it. Yeah.
And
John
horny
Hurt
helmet.
was in it. I was quite surprised to see him in it. And Jesus, obviously.
Yeah, John Hurt, Jesus, and Hellboy.
Yeah. But overall, I think out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7.
That's not too
Yeah,
bad.
I enjoyed it, but
Not going to rave about it, but you know, maybe recommend it to somebody who's into that kind of genre.
Yeah.
It's one of the, you wouldn't look at your shelf and go, oh man, I'm going to watch Outlander. I've not seen it in that, you know. But occasionally you'd be looking and going, I don't know what to watch, and you'd see it and go, yeah, I've not watched that in a while. Fuck it, I've got nothing else to put on. It's one of those sort of, you know, it wouldn't be an automatic go-to movie, but occasionally you'd be like, yeah, I fancy watching it.
Well, sticking with big beards and the fantasy genre, Joe, you were tasked with watching some Game of Thrones and or some BoJack Horseman and or some of The Strain. What, if any, did you watch?
It didn't link up with the big bearded people.
No.
There's
I
BoJack, was
watched
it?
the BoJack.
Oh, right, okay, cool.
And I got to watch the first episode because quite like you, busy weekend, gigging and stuff.
Busy weekend. You've had a week between podcasts. What's going on?
And episodes are 20 minutes long.
to be honest, I leave my homework until the last one.
Yeah.
I either do it today or I did Outlander yesterday, but normally because otherwise, if I do it at the beginning of the week,
I done mine last
I
week.
think I've done mine Thursday or something. That's probably one of the earliest I've done my
I
homework.
done mine last night when I got back from Staffordshire. But yeah, no, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, if you only watch the first episode, it's kind of hard to get the idea of what
Yeah,
it's
of
all
course,
about.
but I'm enjoying it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's something you can just sit back and just pop on and
Of
just
course,
let
yeah, and I'm
Netflix-
sure it will unravel and I'll get more into it and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's cool where he ends up in hospital and then he has anxiety on the first episode, like a panic attack, and he just takes his DVDs with him all the time. And you think he's died, but it's his character, what he's watching on the program. He's like, well, we went really dark there, didn't we? And it's like, look, and he's like died and stuff. But it's great. And then his little mate always just lives there.
Oh yeah, he's voiced by Aaron Paul.
That's who that is it?
Yeah, Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad.
Right, okay, I wondered who it was, right, okay. I remember you saying last week, but I sort of forgot. But I know I recognise the voice of BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, obviously Will. I know it's got quite a distinctive voice.
Yeah.
Sorry, each week our listeners listen to some sort of rustling in the background, and then Mark just laughing at Chud because Chud just brings a huge sandwich with him every week, like a foot-long sub, and just nibbles on that whilst
And
Chud
the way
talks
he
about
then
his
inserts it in his mouth would make most porn actresses wonder how he suppresses his gag reflex.
Yeah. Like training, isn't it?
I had something the other day. I wasn't sure if it was like a troll, but apparently to stop your gag reflex from kicking in, if you squeeze your left thumb. So I don't know if you want to try that. Actually, shove.
Can you look at Joe when you do it, not me? I don't want to get vomited.
Yeah.
Can you
look
shove
me
that
in the eye.
sandwich down your throat, but like hold your.
Joe, you squeeze his thumb.
I really wish you guys could see this right about now.
Should have got a picture of
Just
it.
got a huge sandwich sticking out of his
got a
mouth
picture of it
whilst
for the-
holding his own
How did you
thumb.
feel about that, Chud?
We didn't gag.
No.
It was good, yeah. It's not all over the floor, so. Anyway, we digress. So
Yeah, no. I'm enjoying it. Obviously, yeah, I watched the first episode. I'm really enjoying it. It's got that feel to Archer, but I'll straight away I'll find Archer more fun.
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
if you know what I mean.
definitely a lot more fun. I think BoJack's got a different feel to it, but it's in that similar vein of you know, kind of a grown-up adult cartoon that sort of takes a look at itself and kind of.
And I like that they're all different animals and that their heads and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of weird mixed in with
It's
like
very
humans
strange.
and stuff.
So what animal is Jesse Pinkman?
He's just
No,
a
he's a
human.
human.
So
He
like,
Oh, is he the only one in it?
He's just a bum on the couch. Lives at this like BoJack Horseman's house.
Is he the
Lives
only
in a
human
big
in it,
house.
or they?
No, there's like
right,
there's
okay.
mix in there with animals and that.
Yeah, it don't really
there's
explain it.
loads
Don't
of-
say why like
Yeah.
there's animals walking
Yeah.
about, but they know they're animals
Yeah,
and they're referenced
and
as being animals, but they don't sort of say, hey,
No,
you're an animal.
Yeah, no, they're just it's
That's
just
weird.
normal walking around. That's why. I mean, BoJack's girlfriend is a cat, isn't it?
Yeah, like his manager, yeah.
The manager is his cat. Is a cat.
Don't like cats.
And then there's like, and then it says about like Penguin Publishing. He's got to write his book.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
they'd get in trouble for that for using Penguin because it's
Well,
because
the character's actually a penguin.
yeah. I just thought they'd get in trouble with that. That's all.
Don't know.
But
Maybe
but
they
no, overall it's good, and obviously I will keep with it. It's something new for me to find.
Yeah, well, I was a bit disappointed. Normally I hear about these kind of cartoons or these series, and they've been about for years, so they've got
Yeah.
like 2, 3, 4, you know, like Archer,
Yeah,
5
yeah.
seasons, so you can just sit there and just mong out and just let Netflix do its thing and roll over to the next episode.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, it's one series.
Sometimes
Oh,
that
Yeah.
19-second wait does my head in.
Oh, you got to click it, but yeah,
Oh,
you know.
yeah. I always click it.
But sometimes if you finish an episode, you're like, right, I've got to put it down. And like for me, I use my laptop or my iPad and just kind of put it to one side, and then it clicks over and then starts the next episode. And I'm like, all right then, if you insist, and then just sit there for another 20 minutes, half an hour, or whatever. But
Then it asks you, are you still watching this? Continue.
yes, I am still watching this, even though I need to go to work and do some actual real world
I
jobs.
think that's Netflix's way of telling you, get the fuck outside the house.
Go outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to start increasing the amount of times. Be like, right,
Go for
next
a walk.
episode in an hour,
Yeah.
go and do something, you know. At least make a cup of
Put
tea.
some instructions of what
Come
to
back
do.
after you've done a 10-minute run or something.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck's
For a
sake,
walk.
right, Netflix.
Yeah.
So, Sean, where you was saying about Game of Thrones, we know you've been watching it a bit.
Yeah.
Have you seen the character yet called the Hound? Big guy, burned down his side of his face, long hair, big
Yeah,
warrior
I think
type.
so, yeah.
Do you know where you've seen him before?
No idea.
I'll give you a clue and you'll fucking be like, really?
Okay.
Yarp?
Oh, right.
It's him.
Is that a big guy
Yeah.
from...
Hot Fuzz. Yeah, it's the fucking
Right.
trolley boy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I
But in
never
like Hot
knew.
Fuzz, he looked a bit sort of chubbier and chunkier than he did in
and I guess
Doesn't
when his
Game
head
of Thrones.
shaved and done that little, made himself look retarded, and then this is like a badass.
Yeah, well, I haven't really sort of seen much of him.
But when you know that and you see the character, you're like, fucking hell, I can see it.
every
It's
time
so
he comes on
obvious,
screen
yeah.
now, I'm just gonna be like, yarp, narp.
Narp.
Anyone
Did
else?
you kill the king? Narp.
Anyone who asks him a question, yeah, just narp. Which is a bad thing. So I went to watch Gone Girl at the cinema on Friday, and the lead in that is Ben Affleck. And every time he introduced himself, he was like, "Hi, my name is." I was going, "I'm Batman," and it just ruined the whole cinema trip for me. But we'll get into that later on. We'll carry on with Game of Thrones. I'm currently. Sorry, Joe's just creating a
rhythmic interlude.
a rhythmic interlude for me there. I'm on episode 3 of Game of Thrones. I started watching it a couple of weeks
It's got a
ago.
long way to go then.
Yeah,
I can't
I can
remember what happened in
imagine-
the first season.
I can imagine episode 3 is a point where people either leave it or carry on.
I can't remember what
Because I
happened
found
in
episode 3 really quite boring.
I can't remember what happened.
No, well, yeah, nothing happened.
I can only remember episode 1 and the last one of the season 1, to be honest.
Yeah,
So
like
long ago
episode
since I
1,
watched
kind
it.
of a lot of stuff happened. It set up quite a few things. Episode 2 carried on in that similar vein. Then episode 3 just sort of went, it's episode 3, stuff's happening.
This person's still doing that one.
He's still doing that.
That one's still crippled.
This is still kind of going here.
She's still being
She's
shagged
walking
by the
over
big
here.
bloke.
Yeah, this is happening. And it's like, alright, so it's finished, is it? What did I learn from that episode? Not a lot. I know winter is coming. That's about it.
You'll know that still by season 4. Like, well, winter's coming.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, come on.
Winter's still fucking coming. Any day now.
Yeah, so I think I will continue watching it, but I can imagine if I was really, really impatient and wasn't watching it from week to week and, you know, was marathoning it and I got a little bit bored, I think that's probably where I'd leave it off. It was just a bit
because
like...
I marathoned it, and I was just, as soon as I watched that first episode, I like all the fantasy and all that kind of thing, so it proper hooked me, and I was...
Yeah, I
really
wanted to
into
be
it.
hooked for the next episode, but nothing really kind of happened to make me think, right, alright, this story may go in this direction next time. It was just like, when you continue in episode 4, it's literally going to be like, oh, nothing's kind of happened, and then we're still going up north, and this person's still a dick, and he's still an imp, and she's still quite hot.
I don't think he's ever going to stop being an imp, though, to be honest. They're going to go, power of a giant, and he's going to grow or something.
Well, you never know, these crazy fantasy movies, give him a little potion or something,
A
and
little
just
potion.
grows up into a 7-foot monster.
It's not a little potion, it's not fucking Alice in Wonderland or whatever.
A little potion. A big
It's
potion.
not an average size potion. You have to have a little one.
A little one.
Yeah, a little potion for a little man, a little imp. But yeah, I can't say I enjoyed episode 3, but I will continue onwards, and next week on the ChapterSkip podcast, which will be episode 30.
Wow.
You believe that? 30 weeks since we've been doing the podcast. I'll give you a miniature review depending on if I enjoyed the episode of Game of Thrones Season 1, Episode 4 next week.
Because I think I've marathoned it in probably a weekend. I've done the whole season 1.
Yeah. Anyway, anybody watched anything decent this week at all? Anything new? Anything
I've got a
interesting?
little list of things that I've watched this week. New and old, some I've seen before, some I haven't, if you're really that bothered.
Not really, but go for
Okay.
it. We've got some time to fill.
Erin wanted to watch Frozen again, so I managed to say no, put my foot down, and we got to watch Labyrinth. And she enjoyed it, because Labyrinth is fucking awesome.
It's
Yeah.
a great film.
Yeah, everyone loves that. Other stuff that I watched, I don't know how well you remember the old Swords and Sorceries films from the 80s, stuff like Kroll and Beastmaster.
Not much
No
fun.
idea.
Do you remember one called... The fucking dog, man. That's not the film. Do you remember one called Hawk the Slayer? They mention it in... You like Space, didn't you?
Yeah.
They mention it in Spaced when
Oh,
he's working for Bill Bailey.
yeah, and
And he says about he got in a fight with someone. He said Hawk the Slayer was rubbish, and he beat him up or something.
Oh yeah.
It is proper bad effects, full on cheesy 80s, but I fucking love it. It's so. It's every cliche, and it's ripped off. Lord of the Rings even mentioned there's a dwarf in it. It mentions like, my stomach's as empty as the pit of Gimli, and you're like, yeah, you got that from fucking Gimli from Lord of the Rings, didn't you? Proper cheesy.
When was it made? You were saying like 80s.
It
so I thought
was
it was
early 80s, yeah, definitely. I can't.
I was going to say, how did it rip off Lord of the Rings? But yeah,
Yeah.
I realised Lord of the Rings was
Did
a
he write
book.
that in the 1930s?
Was a
or
book
something?
before it was a movie, yeah. So
Really?
Other things I watched, there's a film called Oculus, which had that Karen Gillan who was
I've heard
the
of
bald
that.
chicken.
Yeah.
It was alright actually. It's to do with brother and sister. I think they're supposed to be twins. Their dad had gone nuts, killed their mother, and then tried to kill them. And then the boy had retaliated and killed the dad. And the boy's gone into like a mental care for X amount of years. I think they come out when he's like early 21 or something. He comes out, and the sister's been okay. She's been living her own life, but she's convinced our dad didn't just go nuts. There was an evil presence in this mirror that he had in his office, and that's what drove him insane, and it's been killing people through the years. So when her brother gets out of the mental home, she's like, yeah, I've got the mirror. We're going to like do an
Smash
experiment
it.
on it. It's
That's
like-
on,
she's like, she wants the video stuff and
that's on
proof.
Netflix, though. It's,
Pretty good,
yeah,
but
I
because at the
read
start you
about
kind
it.
of
I read about
like,
it the other day.
I'm not sure if it's all in her head and she's going to turn out to be nuts, or if it is possessed, and you kind of like...
Don't tell us, we'll watch it.
It was a good film.
Yeah, it wasn't long out in the cinema, was it? That's what I
It's
thought.
I think it's on
fairly
Netflix,
recent, yeah.
though.
It's only just hit DVD.
I've read about it. I know I read about it.
Yeah,
I
well,
remember-
yeah.
I
Well,
remember
some movies
exactly
sort
that.
of hit the cinema, don't really do too well, and you know, just go
Yeah.
Netflix.
I've been hearing good things about it, so I thought, well, I'll check it out. And I was, kind of pleasantly surprised by it. It didn't do the typical, where you're like, oh, paranormal activity
Yeah.
kind of bullshit. And it
I'm
was
not
quite clever.
convinced by the storyline that there's an evil mirror. Because the last movie I watched where it had an evil mirror on it, I
Mirrors.
thought it was one of
Mirrors.
the worst movies I've ever seen with Kiefer Sutherland or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, I'll look at that film.
Yeah, so I'm not convinced by
It was alright.
haunted mirrors.
I've got two others that I watched. Sorry.
Sorry?
Well, one was by. I only watched it because it was directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. You know.
Yeah. And the guy that did
Zed out of-
Academy.
Yeah. Because he did God Bless America.
That was
which I
brilliant.
thought
That
was
was
awesome.
Really good film.
And he's done one called Willow Creek, which is a found footage style thing
Right.
about a guy who's always been obsessed by the Bigfoot legend, and he takes his girlfriend out on a. She's not into it. She's like, yeah, you believe in Bigfoot, you might as well believe in fucking leprechauns, kind of thing, and rips him a bit. But he's going to where that famous footage of the Bigfoot walking
Oh, yeah.
was filmed. it's one of those, like you said about Godzilla last week. I really liked it, but I could see why people don't like it, and it's like, fair enough, you didn't like it. That's, I wouldn't argue it. Kind of a slow start, very Blair Witchy in the sense that they're interviewing townsfolk.
Is it like a horror though? Is it?
Oh yeah, because then they go in the woods, and there's probably a scene that's like 10 minutes, the same camera angle where they've put the camera down, they're like, oh, I can hear something, and you're just hearing all these noises, but it fucking worked really well.
Yeah.
Whereas I didn't really like Blair Witch, I'm like, yeah.
I've never even really seen it. I mean, I've watched about half of it and got bored.
But this was kind of cool, and there's a little bit, I think you'll understand the ending if you've been paying attention. You have to be paying attention to odd little things through the film to kind of get, I know what's happened.
Yeah. Sounds a little bit like Troll Hunter, because that was found footage,
really,
wasn't it? But like, I didn't...
This is more...
It wasn't really distracting, Troll Hunter.
This was more, he's gone out to, he's sort of documenting bits of his things. He's like, oh, Willow Creek, the site of the famous blah, 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 and then they go on to the next bit. And they're like, oh, this is so-and-so who runs the local Bigfoot motel, and, you know, can you tell us anything that you've seen? And so it starts off quite sedate, but then when it kicked off, I thought it was good.
Yeah, okay.
I'll check it out.
And
What's
the
it
last
called?
thing-
Willow Creek?
Willow Creek, yeah.
Alright.
And the last thing I watched, which I know Joe's seen, and we trailer reviewed it, one of the last things we did was The Sacrament.
Yeah, so
Right, yeah,
about
that's on
watching it,
Netflix as well. I think you mentioned that, Joe.
Yeah.
I did see it pop up on there, and I thought, yeah, I might give that a... Oh, I haven't got time.
I think we got
I've got homework to do, and
we got it
delay.
spot on in our trailer review where we was watching going, where you said, I think, Sean, about, I don't know who's filming it, it looked like too many camera angles.
Yeah.
And there was a few instances where, like, it didn't quite work as found footage, because they're like, you got two people are filming it, one with his video camera, one with his normal camera. And you're like,
And I love
but
that
then it cut to angles of like close-ups of this guy, shots of the crowd, and like,
I love that it's filmed through like, Vice let them use that as well, because it's through Vice.
Is that an
Vice is a
actual thing?
channel on YouTube.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
a really
Oh,
big,
okay. I just thought they
really
made
big
it
channel,
up.
and I watch a lot of their documentaries.
because I thought Vice was a stupid name for a company.
No, they let them use it.
Is someone who's not the president, but the guy under it, is he the vice president? Because that'd be
Vice
weird.
president.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, hi, I'm the vice president.
Oh, just I'm the vice president. To what?
Yeah.
No, I'm the vice.
Yeah.
Vice is really good. Like
But-
you got like music
Oh,
documentaries.
I've never heard of him, so
Crime documentaries also. They're just young journalists.
But it was
and that. It's cool.
really fucking good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. The
I
other-
enjoyed it, but like I said to you, I enjoyed it, but there's just felt like there's something missing. I was a bit like,
Oh no, I thoroughly enjoyed. I didn't find anything missing apart from the found footage stuff didn't always work. Too many camera angles, and as you know, when you've been filming outside, their audio was fucking spot on. The lighting was great. There was no. Yeah, we're talking to someone outside, and there's all like the wind blowing.
Yeah, but to be fair, like we used to use the on-camera microphone, which picks up the wind. They probably had
but
like a dead cat on it and stuff.
They didn't. They didn't have a dead cat. There was no boom, nothing. It was just. I didn't see a dead cat. And at one point, they're interviewing that father, the guy who's in charge.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, we'll get you mic'd up, and you're like, why? You never fucking mic'd up anyone else.
cheap John Goodman, the cheap version.
Yeah,
of John
yeah.
Goodman.
Discount John Goodman.
But I thought it was really good, and then when it kicked off at, you know, inevitably it's going to go pear shaped. It was kind of like, oh wow, that's pretty fucked up. Because I found it's weird now. Like, having kids makes me a bit more empathetic towards violence against kids.
Right.
So when someone there's the fuck it, spoiler alert.
No,
go on.
no. It's fine. I actually kind of want to watch it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's crazy, and I know.
There's
I can
odd
read
things
you
in that where
read-
I'm like,
yeah.
that's pretty fucking harsh.
It
man,
was
that
pretty
like,
harsh, yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it.
Now, I can't think of the director's name.
Ty West.
Yeah,
Ty
Ty
West,
West.
yeah.
The shitty M thing in.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Did he help on You're Next as well? Or do
He was in
You're
it.
Next?
Yeah.
He was one of the guests who got killed
Right,
in it.
okay.
Wasn't he? He was like the
'Cause I watched-
boyfriend or
Because
something.
I watched a film of his after I watched The Sacrament called The House of the Devil,
Oh, I haven't
and
seen
it's
that
done
one.
like an 80s film.
Oh, right.
All the because obviously what they used to like doing in the 80s was close-up shots on the faces and stuff, where they do that completely different now. And you know, like your freeze frames and that, and then they'd have all the credits roll and stuff over the freeze frame. It has all that, and they even released it as a VHS in a
that's
VHS thing. And that.
Because the only other thing
It was pretty cool. Not a bad film about the occult and that.
I watched the Innkeepers that he did.
Yeah, I've
ChapterSkip,
got
really good
that.
characters.
No, I ain't seen that. I'm going to watch. That's my next one to watch because
I enjoyed it
I'm
until the
trying to
end.
watch all his films. I am.
The ending was just like, and then the film ended, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, was that it? I was
Now
enjoying
watch
this.
watch The House of the Devil. I'm sure you like that. Real
I'll check it
old
out.
school. Everything's old school about it. Really good.
But the Sacrament was good. I think Eli Roth produced it.
Yeah.
Or he put his name to it.
Yeah, there's nothing.
He helped it
I don't think
somehow.
there's even anything really gory in it. Barely any blood in the film, but it had a good. Because
Yeah, I enjoyed
religious
it. There's
cults
just
are always fucking weird and
Yeah,
freaky anyway.
like I said, I enjoyed it, but there's just some bits missing, and obviously it's very close to the Brian
Jonestown.
Jonestown, the Jonestown
Yeah.
massacre. Sorry.
Well, they all had the poison Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
or
so
whatever
I
it was.
just don't know. There's just something I want you to see what you
Yeah,
think, and then you make decide.
I'm
Mark
interested
or me.
in it. I think I'll I think I'll check it out as it's on Netflix. You know, sometimes when something's on there, you don't have to root for the DVD or buy it on demand or anything
Yeah,
like that. You
exactly,
can just be like, well, I pay for Netflix every month. I may as well just kind of watch it. So I like that Netflix opens that up for you.
Because in that, the Sacrament, it's got the guy who's in Your Next, isn't he? He's the brother, isn't he? The younger brother. You know, the one who's helping him, the cameraman.
I can't remember who was in Your
He's
Next.
the one who gets shot with I think he get hit with an arrow anyway. He's the younger brother of the guy in Your Next who does.
Oh.
Yeah, spoiler alert. And Your Next who does the thing.
I can't remember like Your Next other than
No.
the killer
No,
guy.
shot
Your
with the
Next.
arrow and Your Next. I'm talking about. Not
Oh.
Sacrament at all.
I can't remember.
I have
Shot
no fucking
through the
idea what
window.
you're talking
That's what I'm
about.
talking about.
It was a long while
he's
ago.
a younger brother.
That was last Halloween, wasn't it? We did.
And then
a
I-
year
yeah.
ago.
And then
Yeah,
I watched House of the Devil,
Yeah, right.
and that's got the man who is a killer in Your Next. He's in House of the Devil, the one with the beard. The sort of
That was me
short
when we
guy
filmed
with
it.
the beard. That's him anyway. They're all linked. They're all sort of linked.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, he just likes to use the same guy
Yeah.
in each movie.
Yeah, which is cool.
But I thought that was a really good film. I enjoyed that and Willow Creek almost equal amounts, I think.
I'm quite surprised actually. I didn't think you'd like The Sacrament because of the whole found footage stuff, you know, being
Yeah,
quite
well, I
tiresome.
thought that
and
was Willow Creek, but it was alright. I didn't mind it. It kind of made sense. Yeah, he wanted to document his journey, and that sort of made sense, even though it was the found footage style didn't work in there. There was, like I said, there's too many things that gave it away as not being found footage.
VHS 2 was good with the fan footage thing. Well, not fan footage, but that sort of.
Yeah.
That sort
Yeah,
of.
first
Especially
person.
the zombies on.
Now, you mentioned about Ty West, and we briefly touched upon his entry in the ABCs of Death. I went online today, and I found out that the ABCs of Death 2 was released on VOD today.
Oh shit! Okay.
So, I pose it to each and everyone sitting here this week.
Is this homework, Sean?
Yes, I was thinking.
Diggity pig! I'm excited for
We've done the
this.
homework already.
And
We've done the
because
homework
it's
already.
the 30th episode of the ChapterSkip podcast,
Yeah.
we should do an ABCs of Death 2 special where we just sit here and we talk about that the whole kind of episode
Yeah,
if you
that'd
want.
be cool.
Oh, I'm going to use a lot of paper writing down what happened in each
Well, yeah.
fucking...
That's what I think we should do, you know.
That's good to watch in instalments as well, because
yeah.
I'll go and watch A to F and then...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I won't feel like
Oh,
I'm
cool.
like have to remember what happened previously. So yeah, if each and everyone catches it on VOD and gets a pen and paper, writes down a few thoughts about each particular letter, and then we can come back next week for the 30th episode of the podcast and chat about that. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Excellent.
You
Excellent.
know what
excellent
else is
stuff.
going to be released soon as well?
What's that?
The 13th of this month. Wolf Cop.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Joe's looking at me confused.
I've seen
Wolf
the
Cop?
trailer for that.
Yeah, he's half man, half wolf,
It looks-
all cop.
it
It's a
looks-
werewolf copper.
It looks hilarious.
And-
It really does.
It's not listed on IMDb as coming out now, but Amazon have got it as available to buy on the 20th of this month. Zombievers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that. Are you seen the trailer for that, man?
No.
Oh man, that looks cool.
It
I
does.
really
Is
want
it
to
a
see
porno or
that.
is it actual
Really
beans?
want to see
They're
that.
actual animal
Zombie
beavers.
okay.
beavers.
Like really bloody, like piranha sort of thing, real bloody.
People get bitten by mutant beavers.
What's that whole thing like? You put one thing and another thing together, and then you get this thing like a shark and a tornado.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get Sharknado. A shark and an octopus. You get Sharktopus.
Yeah.
Crab
You get
and
a
an
zombie
avalanche.
and a beaver. Zombiever.
Yeah.
Crab avalanche. Crab avalanche.
Avalanche.
I heard a great one the other day. It's you mix an avalanche, a volcano, and a tarantula. You get lavalantula.
Lava lantern.
I thought that was pretty good.
Oh, very good.
I was listening to a podcast, it's another Kevin Smith one, it's called Hollywood Babylon, and his co-host, Ralph Garman, he was in Sharktopus, and the guy that made Sharktopus wanted him back in.
That was Roger Corman who done Sharktopus.
Was it?
Very famous. Has been making films since like the 50s.
Yeah, and he got Ralph Garman back again, and yeah, there goes, yeah, we've combined one animal with another natural disaster. I was like, please don't be Cravalanche, please don't be Cravalanche. He was like, Lavalantula. I was like, that's actually brilliant.
That was really good. Yeah.
Slightly better than Hurricane. Sorry, Jim.
I like Hurricane.
You asked earlier what we've been watching this week.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit behind on Walking Dead, but it's just season 4's just come up on Netflix.
Right.
So me and Joe, girlfriend, not just Joe, started watching. Picking up. That's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about, I don't know if anyone else has seen this now. Walking Dead is made by MC, same people who did Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of you heard that. There's a possibility now. There's two sides to this that
I know what you're going to say. Yeah.
that
Oh,
Breaking
yeah, the
Bad
little
might
crossover
be
stuff. Yeah.
prequel to The Walking Dead.
I've watched a video on it where it shows
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
There's the
I've only read an article and I've seen some of the.
There's a video online and it shows you like, and then it shows you Breaking Bad,
This
and
is
then it
about the
shows you
drugs at
that.
Miles House.
Yeah, there's a picture
He's
of
got
it.
a bag.
Yeah, which he does.
Oh, the
If
other
you
link,
look at
we
the
had the
clip-
Glen link.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Glen with the
car.
car as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. There's a video online on that. It's really
I'm
cool.
not sure. Like, I'd like to think, oh yeah, that'd be really cool. But
I don't think
I'm
it is.
thinking it's just maybe
It's
a
just
nod to
coincidence,
the other
yeah.
program.
Yeah.
It's no link whatsoever. It's just
Well, it's a link. Is
Well,
But I mean, like
Easter egg,
no, I mean
isn't it?
not a link as in like that was them before.
But it's
Not to be
still-
taken serious.
But this
yeah.
is still something. Maybe it's left to be seen though, because you never know. It might. I mean, I like the idea
Well,
of it, but
It'd be cool if it was real.
But considering Walking Dead's based off a comic book,
Yeah.
makes me think that it's not going to be linked in together, and only the fact that AMC made Breaking Bad and The
Yeah.
Walking Dead, that they're
It's got that little
doing
thing.
little homages and little nods to one, well, not to one another because Breaking Bad's obviously finished, so Walking Dead's obviously nodding backwards towards Breaking Bad. But do you think it would taint the awesomeness of Breaking Bad if it did turn out to be like a prequel to The Walking
I
Dead?
don't think it would do. No,
Because
I don't think it'd damage either series.
Greg,
Well, I think it'd enhance Walking Dead. I don't think it'd damage.
I think Greg
Breaking Bad.
Nicotero worked on Breaking Bad as well on the
right.
some of them scenes
So I've
when
not-
they needed him. You see, and he obviously made.
Walking Dead, I've
He
not
made
watched
Walking
season
Dead.
4. I kind of got fed up with season
Yeah, no, I'll keep that
I
with him. Sure, I'll
to be honest,
watch.
we watched-
I'm looking forward to when it comes out soon.
We
It's not
picked
long.
up episode 1 on season 4, and we did that mistake. Well, because it's been a long time since we watched season 3. I couldn't remember really what happened, so you just have to try
Zombies.
to pick it up as you go along.
It's season 3 where the prison still.
Yeah,
still at
Because to me, the prison should have fell at the end of season 3 and not been. Because the problem for me is each season is like, 9 months after the previous one. You're like, why are you taking this big fucking leap?
I do think because it did get quite a bit of hype and a lot of people really loved it. It just drag a little bit.
It
It's kind
really does.
but I'm
So what, you
guessing,
on your
like,
season?
in a way though, that's kind of probably what would happen once you hunker down somewhere. Those days are going to drag, but you don't want that in a TV show.
You don't make a TV show about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
So what series are you on? Whether just at the prison? Did you say?
Season 4.
Because season 5 is airing soon, isn't it?
Yeah, no,
So I said
that's
to
what I'm
Amy-
really looking forward to.
I said to
watching.
Amy about it, and I was like, I might go back and give season 4 a watch. I'm ready for season 5, and she was just looked at me and said, "Yeah, I think you'd be disappointed." Oh, okay.
Well, I'll watch the
Well,
season.
maybe not
Yeah,
then.
I'll watch the season. Just obviously before this one, what's going to be coming out. It was like that and that.
I saw the end.
It was
of
a bit like I think I said about it. I don't know when Chud was there, and I didn't ask about it one time.
I sort of
I was
looked
a
up
bit
from
like,
what I
what
was
the
doing and
fuck?
went, "Yeah, I bet they're
Like, what the
cannibals." And I
fuck?
was like, "Oh, look, they are." I told you.
I really enjoy it.
Played the Telltale games, Walking Dead.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
I haven't
really
played the
good.
new one yet.
Yeah, they're all cannibals as well.
Oh, is it? Oh, right.
on Xbox.
Spot-
In fact, I've not even finished it yet. Amy said it was a really good ending,
Oh, fantastic! Yeah.
but I can
Really,
guess
really
what
good.
happens because Clementine's in part 2, isn't she? 'Cause
Yeah.
season 2, yeah. But I'm only on. I've just done the bit where you get the train and that going, so I think I'm only on episode
Yeah.
3 or something.
I need to play
get
it.
on
We're on
It's
Xbox.
very
aren't they?
yeah. It's very, very clever. I mean, I only completed it through once, and it all fit in perfectly. And
Yeah.
it makes me think, what if I made different choices? How would it have gone? But yeah, there are some holy shit moments.
That's
where
where
you're
it's
like,
handy when me and
"Whoa."
Amy are playing it, and she's done stuff differently to me.
Is it a point and click sort of thing?
No, well,
Kind of,
ish.
but a modern take on it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not point and click as such.
You're not scouring the screen with your mouse looking for that one fucking item that you missed that will activate the goat to open the fucking door or whatever it is. And so I think a broken sword
Broken
is
sword.
stupid.
I haven't.
Sword, yeah.
Season 2 is out.
It's all together out
Yeah.
a couple of weeks, I think.
'Cause
Or next
season
week?
1, I bought the parts as they came out. I bought them, but I never got around to playing season 2, and I don't. There's no reason why not. Season 1 was amazing.
Season 2, I think everyone got this message on Xbox saying about, you've been selected to get like episode 1 of season 2 for free.
Yeah.
So I downloaded it, and everyone
Yeah,
I know was
I
like,
did.
"Yeah, I got that email and all."
I'm not so special anymore.
Nah. But it's gonna be out, like you said, on disc. I think either this week or next week. So
I don't know how many seasons they're planning on making for it.
No, I don't know either. That'll be quite interesting.
Speaking
Anyway.
of zombies, apparently Zombieland 2 is actually going to happen. So
Yes, I read that
that's-
today.
It's quite good news. Apparently, it's been 5 years since the first Zombieland came out. Obviously, starring Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin. Did everybody enjoy that movie?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, loved it. Yeah.
Not a massive zombie guy. I always think zombies are overplayed. That's probably why I'm not really sort of being into The Walking Dead and excited about that, because it's like, zombies, meh, you know how it is. But I watched
See how
Zombieland
well
and
you
thought,
survive when there's an apocalypse.
We know how to survive. We know destroy
Well,
the head. And
I've watched Zombieland and I know, you know, the first thing is cardio and, you know, double tap.
make sure you got your Twinkies.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, if Zombieland 2 does go ahead, I will definitely watch
Didn't they
that.
try to do it as a series? They made a pilot and it just didn't. The executives didn't go for it, and it kind
I don't
of
recall,
it
no.
all fell apart again. But now, yeah, I think the same director has been linked to it.
Yeah, there's various different links, but I think because it's at the early stages, I think they're just kind of naming names, and if anything sort of sticks, they'll go with that. They're rumouring that you know, some of the cast might come back, but then they might introduce new people, because obviously other people are up doing other bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg's going to be what's his name in Batman, and Lex Luthor in Batman, and Woody Harrelson's doing all the Hunger Games stuff, and Emma Stone is.
Saw her in Tesco's the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
On a DVD case?
No,
A cardboard stand.
no, it was just a girl who really looked like her. Either it was her or it was just some doppelganger.
Yeah, Emma Stone in Whiz Beach Tesco.
She didn't buy anything
Buying
from
some
the
bread.
bakery, the bitch.
I'd like to doppelganger. Bada-boom.
That doesn't even make sense.
I was hoping there's going to be a longer silence there. Just to
But should I left that a bit longer?
You
Sorry.
can edit that.
now
song too.
you can say.
Put in the sound of wind blowing and a
Yeah.
tumbleweed and a
you
little
could-
crow.
No, you could say, I would like to doppelgangbanger.
Yeah. Or doppelbanger.
It's like a big sausage.
Or have sex with her.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
You know, 2 weeks ago I said, I'll get my Leprechaun Origins review done.
Yeah.
I actually filmed it today. I think I've
Did
got
you?
I had a lot of technical difficulties. I think I've finally got it sorted out, but I haven't watched my
Keep
test
getting
footage
through
yet. But hopefully I've done 2 takes of it. So hopefully I've got something I can actually fucking use
Hey!
to get a video out.
Nice one.
Because we've not done one since your Dawn of the Day of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, that or Transformers, I can't remember which was my last quick review that came out. I literally haven't had an opportunity to...
So I'm going to get a review out for a film that came out, a good month ago, but never
Yeah.
mind.
Well, that's the thing, like, I've seen quite a few movies that are probably still in the cinema at the moment, and I could do quick reviews, and even though they are quick, they do still take time to do, and you've got to sort of set aside time to do them.
I've tried to do like you did, where I was just like, do it all in one take.
Yeah,
So,
that's,
with the odd
that's
little
really
bit where I
hard.
could put gaps in, because I can just bung an image up if I need to.
Yeah, I really wish I hadn't have gone for that style to begin with, because it takes a lot, even though it's a quick review and it's 2 minutes long, talking for 2 minutes and not fluffing up your lines is a really hard thing to do.
But
so
I've
if I could
had
just jump cut it, it'd like take 30 seconds to do.
Yeah,
but, well,
yeah.
not 30 seconds for a 2-minute video.
Yeah.
That's
That'd be
impossible.
magical.
Yeah. That's to just
But
put
I've
it in
had
slow motion.
Easy words are the ones I fuck up. I think I was like, I said, I've done movies, I said wrong, I like movie, or movies. or something.
Movies.
But I managed to do like, the diminutive tricycle riding killer creature. Not a fucking problem.
Yeah. It's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah. And then
I
the
was,
single word like, is. Oh, fun. The movie is set in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, I would always write the script and then talk it through. And just doing it, sort of looking at the page and reading it through, it goes fine.
Yeah.
Then as soon as you want to record it in front of a camera, everything just turns into mush. Like, the word entertaining just killed me every time. I just be entertaining. Yeah, I thought the entertaining. It's like entertaining, it's like entertaining. It's 4 syllables, but they came out as about 16 syllables. Entertaining.
And then you find you overpronounce some words. I was doing that because I said it's a combination of Pumpkinhead and The Descent. But I was going, and The Descent, and realised I've not said it clearly enough. So going, and The Descent.
Well,
I've overdone it now.
This is the bane of my life, being a voiceover artist. It's like, when do you stop... how do you say it? When do you stop sort of caring about each individual letter, and where do you put in things like that? The words and. Do I have to pronounce every and? If I say there's an oven and hob, it's like, I know they go together, they're the same sort of thing, but do I say oven and hob? It just sounds weird. It's like, you'd assume you go into a kitchen, you see an oven, and then a hob over there, but like when you say oven and
Can't
hob...
you just say Hobvan?
Oven up.
They got Hobven.
Oven and up. But I do get what you mean when you sort of... And the descent.
Yeah.
Sort of like one word.
It's like it all kind of mushed, didn't sound right, and then next time I was like, and the descent. I was like, man, I could like literally see that T on the end. It's like descent.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing as well. You find out when you're doing stuff like that, you do pronounce T's and D's over dramatically. You know, it's like.
And then you just relax too much and go, oh, I've kind of garbled stuff. Fuck it, never mind, I'm going now.
Yeah.
I'll keep with it.
It's like when I first started doing, hello, welcome to ChapterSkip. You know, welcome now. And it's like, hello and welcome to ChapterSkip. Like every little word and syllable comes out.
I think Robbie, you know, obviously Chud works with, kind of,
Yeah.
they said like, oh, you sound really posh on the thing. It's like, I'm just trying really hard to say my words.
Yeah.
I'm reading the words, try not to fuck them up.
Trying to have good diction.
Yeah.
Love a good
Instead of my
diction.
usual, right, fucking hell.
What's this movie? Got leprechauns in it and it just stuff. And
Don't get leprechauns on me, fam, you fucking sheep shagging motherfucker. Yeah.
I watched a movie this week. I mentioned it earlier. I went to the cinema on Friday to watch Gone Girl. Anybody heard of, thought
Gone?
about Gone Girl?
Yeah,
Gun.
I spoke to
Gone,
She's not, alright, gone.
as in gone.
All right,
As in,
no.
I'm
not
on.
here.
Clearly I don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
I've spoken to a few people who have watched it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Any kind of feedback from that?
It's weird but good.
Well,
That's what
let me
I
just
got
say
from
it's
Is that the one
David
about the lady
Fincher.
who's dying, the girl's dying or something?
Yeah, well, it's a David Fincher movie, so it's got all his normal sort of tropes. Bit of Trent Reznor doing the music, a very ominous soundtrack, which I really enjoyed and I thought it was great. But I'm pretty sure Trent Reznor just grabbed a keyboard and just pressed like the D button for ages and like.
Just press
Yeah,
the
it
mode.
really
Just
added
one
to
of mode
the
buttons.
ominous nature and the kind of uneasy feeling. But I was just like, what did you do then, Trent Reznor? I just put it on, you know, section
It would
D
have
and
been
just.
funny if you put it on demo, so it's going.
Yeah, I got about potentially somebody being murdered. Yeah, so it's David Fincher. It's got a lot of his tropes in it, like in Fight Club. Something that you didn't enjoy, Mark, which was voiceover and narration and stuff like that. It's kind of sort of based on the diary that the main girl keeps. So it's sort of excerpts from the diary that goes along with the story. But I was sort of thinking when it was happening, I was like, yeah, I'm not sure if Mark would enjoy this.
I think the Fight Club thing was, the narration was stuff I could visibly see happening.
Yeah.
Didn't need you to tell me what I can. I'm not like. It's not like I'm blind and I've got the descriptive, audio descriptive thing going on. You know, it was like,
Yeah.
I can see this. You don't need to tell me that. It's like, I made some soap. Soap. You know, it's like, I can see that happening. Jesus.
Yeah, so somebody asked me what I thought about the movie, and I literally just went, don't know what I thought of it. I literally, I try and avoid cliches, but it kind of took me on a roller coaster of emotion. Like, you're watching it and you're a bit like, okay, yeah, so cliche, isn't it? And I didn't want to say it, but I did say it, and then I followed it by saying I didn't want to say it, but anyway, yeah, it kind of took me on a ride through different sort of various emotions and stuff, like mystery, yeah, you're a bit like, okay, this is happening, I wonder what's going on here, and then there's a lot of sort of uneasy feeling, like I said, with the music kind of combined with the themes and the story, and then there's one particular point in the movie where you get to see quite a big gushing of blood followed by a penis, and I'm like, I didn't expect to see that. And that was a bit like kind of shocking as well.
Was that in the film or just someone sitting in the cinema?
Yeah, just someone in the cinema has just got their cock out and just covered themselves in blood. Bloody whiz beach. Yeah, so it was really weird. Like, I enjoyed it, but then I was a bit like, yeah, maybe I could have done with more of the movie. But then saying that, it was 2.5 hours long, so it was quite long, but then it wasn't long enough. That's the kind of thing, like, I don't know how to explain it.
So you saying I'm not sure about the film has got me intrigued by it?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think you'd watch it and I think you'd appreciate some aspects of it. Like, I'm not saying it's like a mystery movie where you're like, he did it or she did it. Like, there's going to be, you know, one or two outcomes, but the way the characters are developed throughout the whole movie, I know you guys out there listening can't really see what I'm doing, but like, they start at different levels and they sort of intertwine. and kind of.
So I did the audio descriptive.
Yeah.
One has one hand higher than the other.
And he's doing some sort of
He now
snake.
curls them gracefully through the air.
Think of you know when you see a strand of DNA where it sort of kind of
Right.
goes around and like they sort of intertwine, and you're a bit like, okay, that character, I felt this towards him or her in the beginning, and now things are slightly changing, things are coming out, and then you just realise, well, I'll let you guys watch the movie. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but yeah, I'd recommend checking it out. It's quite a good movie, but it will leave you sort of thinking, what did I think of that? So I don't think I could do a quick review of it, because it'd literally be me just rambling, going, yeah, this was good, and then this I didn't really get, and it was quite long, and then quite enjoyed it, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. So yeah, that's my sort of words about
R&B eyes then.
Yeah, I watched a movie and it was good, and I sat there and I had a blue slushie,
know
and
what I'm
then
saying?
something happened, and then Ben Affleck said his name was Batman, but he didn't, because his name's not Batman. But they do actually make a reference to him being like, he's flirting with this girl, and she's like, something superhero. And I was like, hey, he's Batman. So that was that, and you get to see Batman's Willy. So
You get to see Batman's wig. It's got a little bat-shaped Jap's eye.
I didn't quite see that. It didn't zoom in quite so far. There weren't much Batcock. It was a glimpse of Batcock. It was a glimpse of Batcock and Batballs. But yeah, he looks quite hench as well. So hopefully he's bulking up to be Batman, and he's definitely got the chin for it. I was looking at his chin quite a lot throughout the whole movie, just thinking, I can imagine that under a cowl, looking pretty Batman-like. But that remains to be seen. We'll still have to wait like a year for that to come out. Okay. So, Judd, do you want to do some stuff now? I'm going to stop saying words that don't really make sense, and I'll leave that to you now.
Righto. Well, I had another list last week, didn't I? 44.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, lost that.
You remember what it was? 44
Was it
TV
childhood
shows.
defining?
It was 44 something.
44
Yeah, I think it
British
was British TV
shows.
shows that define you.
So it's probably going to be like
Define
Range
your
Hill or
personality.
something, or
Yeah, there's lots of
That
stuff
kind of
like that.
Rainbow.
Yeah. That
Rainbow.
wasn't on there.
The Magic Roundabout.
So,
Bugs
because I lost
Bunny.
that, and I couldn't be asked to find it again, of this week I've got top 10 supervillain movie costumes.
Judd's
No, you
list.
got it.
Judd's list. He's got a list. He's gonna read it out. Judd's list.
Fantastic.
Different jingle every week.
I don't know, it's kind of similar to last week.
Was it? I can't remember what I did. I'm sure it just involved me just acting like a twat and saying Judd's list a lot.
So, pretty much all of these.
So say that again. I was distracted by my own jingle.
Top 10 supervillain movie costumes.
All right. Sorry.
So, pretty much all these are. Number one, you'll never fucking guess.
The Red Skull.
No, yeah, that's
Really?
right. Yeah, Red
Oh, I
Skull.
thought it was a bit obscure actually.
yeah, they're still popular because of the Marvel.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking.
Does Abomination count?
No,
Don't really have a costume,
there's no
do you? Just-
CGI
yeah.
ones here.
Bane.
Bane, yeah.
Really?
I think we're just going to
Yeah,
cover the
that's
whole
what I
thing,
thought.
so you may as well
Alright.
do the list before we just spoil the whole thing
Number
for
10,
you.
going in is Whiplash, Mickey Rourke. And I.
Oh,
Oh, was that from
yeah.
Iron Man?
Yeah,
Iron Man
Iron Man
2,
2, yeah.
Him and his
Much of a
bird.
costume there already.
Yeah, but I think
My
it's
bird.
a
I have
big
pallet.
thing.
Yeah,
I have
big
bird.
Bird.
Get me bird.
Number 9, Red Skull. That's
Yeah.
controversial.
Love Red Skull.
There wasn't much of a costume because most of it is Hugo Weaving as a Nazi.
Yeah.
Well,
For
takes his face off
90% of the film.
and wears a big long trench coat with some little octopus things on. Hydra.
I think it's a general sort of
Yeah.
look of the villains, not, they're,
Yeah,
you
not
know,
necessarily the costume,
Yeah,
it's more
it's
of
do they
the
look-
image and I guess yeah.
Does it fit the tone of the movie?
Yeah.
Number 8, General Zod, which I can't really remember the costume.
He
that
just
Just
well.
in black, wasn't he?
Yeah, just sort of like
Yeah.
a Superman. He was like Nega Superman. He's just like
Nega.
Superman's blue, Zod's black, and he's got a weird symbol on his
Yeah.
chest, and he's got his head snapped off.
Spoiler.
Come on, you've got to seen it already.
Number 7, Magneto.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's a pretty good costume.
Yeah.
Which one though? Old or young? Or just any?
I'm guessing the classic.
Yeah.
the more
Classic
traditional.
McKellen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
McKellen one.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, I said no CGI ones on here, but I lied. Number 6 is Venom,
Oh, okay.
which is pretty faithful to what it was on in cartoons and comics, I think, wasn't it?
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
always
Spider-Man outfit that's
Grow-
black and then he's a big monster.
Growing up, Venom was always one of my favourites.
Yeah.
I used to love Venom in the cartoons. Just thought
Yeah,
like
he
a
was
black
badass,
Spider-Man
yeah.
is badass, but it didn't really work in the movie.
But then they got carried away because then was it Carnage was the red
Carnage,
one, and
yeah.
then Carnage had a kid who was
Oh, did he? I don't know.
it was like an orangey one. He went to a copper.
Like Rainbow Spider-Man.
symbiote
Toxin or something. I can't
I
remember.
dunno,
I've got
yeah.
the comic somewhere, but anyway,
Number 5, Green Goblin.
Which one though?
I guess Defoe, wouldn't it?
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The weird robot face man.
Yeah.
Wasn't the other one Hobgoblin?
Franco's Hobgoblin,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you meant in Amazing Spider-Man 2, where
Was he really-
kind of Dane DeHaan sort of
That
looks a little
emo
bit,
kid?
yeah, sort
Oh,
of crusty faced Green Goblin sort of.
The next 3 you've ruined, Bane.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really agree with that. I was just a bit meh.
See, but I thought it was good because of its subtlety. It's just a little mask and a big sort of like furry
I
collared
think for me though, I
big
wanted
trench
Bane
coat.
to be
In the comics,
yeah,
he had like a luchador mask. Kind
Yeah.
of looked.
more of a monster. Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
but
was
weren't
fucking huge.
Bane in the comics and in Batman? Was he in Batman and Robin? What was the one with Poison
Oh,
Ivy?
yeah, that was
where he's a
shit, yeah.
massive, huge, like bulky
But that's
guy.
what it was. The drug he was taking is like a super steroid, which is
Yeah.
why it was like a.
Because he's really small without it, isn't he?
Oh yeah, they've done it in the games, didn't they?
Yeah.
You find him and he's all skinny
Yeah.
and he's all fucked up and
Yeah,
emaciated.
I quite like Tom Hardy's Bane. The whole thing about the Nolan Batman universe was the fact that everything was all sort of real to life.
Don't you know my costume was the best one? Oh, sorry, couldn't help it.
Yeah, it's kind of down to earth. Could happen in real life.
It was just, I don't know, it didn't do the character justice for me because it was such a massive story arc with Bane, because like Batman had fought like 2 major villains. I think it was like the General and Black Mask, and he was like really knackered, and then Bane turns up, lets everyone out of Arkham. Batman has to fight them all again, and he's like, now you're going to fight my 3 goons, then you're going to fight me, oh, I've broken your back and fucked you up, and then Batman's out of the comics for a good year and a bit, and it was such a massive story to try and condense into that little film. It didn't do
Little
justice
film?
for
That was
me.
like 3 hours long, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Still
but
not
to
long enough.
condense like a 2 to 3 year storyline,
Yeah.
that's, you know.
I quite enjoyed it.
Number 3, Loki.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he'd be 1, because
No, number you're gonna.
I thought
You're probably gonna get very angry about number 1, but I think we're gonna have to think a little bit outside the box. And
Because I thought
Smoke
Loki would have
movie.
been number 1 because how they changed the costumes of characters when they put them in films, but his was the thing with the big horns and that was still loyal to the comic without looking stupid on film,
Yeah.
which I thought was really well done.
Yeah.
Number 2, the Joker.
Yeah, it has
Just
to be
Joker,
the
which was
either Joker, really. You
Which
know,
was
Jack
really good,
Nicholson
yeah.
or Heath Ledger. They're both fairly iconic, kind of.
yeah.
Maybe even Joker from the 60s.
Oh,
Adam West Batman. He was quite sort of iconic, I guess.
When I saw number 1 on that list, I had trouble getting my head around it. Catwoman.
it's not even a villain, really.
Yeah.
That's not.
I was a bit, but
You could have spiced it up, Chet.
Is that
Put
by some-
Catwoman at the number 10. And
That's by someone who had a thing for.
I thought a bit of controversy.
Was it Michelle Pfeiffer?
Oh,
the
right,
original?
from the
Yeah.
Burton.
Oh yeah.
Batman.
Yeah. That's just someone who fancied her and liked her in a tight
well,
leather
and then
outfit.
there was, what's her name? Halle Berry.
Oh, yeah.
And Anne Hathaway in the
Yeah.
Batman
I
Dark
wouldn't call
Knight
that a
Returns.
villain though. She's
No,
kind
it's
of
kind of a bit of
both
Sort of
sides.
ambiguous, isn't she?
Yeah, I don't know if you call her
almost
not
like
anti-hero,
an-
but
yeah,
almost.
an anti-hero.
Yeah.
But even so, the I don't like. Would you say good costume or not?
Well, she's just got like a cat suit on.
It wouldn't be something that would come in even in my top 10 if I did
I
my
thought,
own list.
I thought her costume was better in The Dark Knight Rises because of the whole, like she had the goggles and she put them up and it looked like, cat ears. It
Yeah,
weren't,
that's quite cool.
it weren't like,
Yeah.
hey, I've got this costume on and I'm wearing like a skin tight cat outfit. It was like, I'll just wear black because I'm a super sort of ninja spy, sort of thief type person, and then I put these goggles on, cut them on my head. Kind of looks like a
In the
cat.
comics, I think she was dressed in purple anyway.
Is she?
Yeah, definitely. Certainly through the 90s, and that she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. So then, no, I wouldn't. do it.
No.
Ah, noise.
Sorry,
Fucked up the
I just
podcast.
broke my iPad. No, still good, still good. Hang on. Yeah, it's still good.
Hey.
I'm going to need that for the next segment, which leads me on to say, normally after Chud does his top 10, 14, 24, 44 list, I give you 3 stories, give you the title, or at least the title that I've come up with, and pose it to you guys, and then you choose what we talk about on this very evening. So the first story I've entitled The California Golf Club Massacre. Number 2, it turns out that you can't make 2 male hyenas. And number 3, how to always win at rock, paper, scissors.
For me, it's going to be a golf club massacre.
Part of me thinking number 3, because my girlfriend said to me the other day, she was doing rock, paper, scissors at a party, and she was unbeatable. So I'm wondering if maybe she's...
I mean, she's looked at this article.
But this is something we're going to test afterwards, which is going to be crap for anyone listening to the podcast. Like, look at us play. Oh, never mind.
Hey, we're playing rock, paper,
Let's go
scissors.
for number 1. Let's go for number 1, but tell me about number 2 later.
Number 3.
Number 3, not number 2.
Okay, so the California Golf Club Massacre. It's a story about 4 California teens who were arrested after they killed 920 chickens with a golf club. Yeah.
That's quite a lot.
That's a lot, isn't it?
In one session?
I
Or
guess
over
so.
the course of...
No, I think it was like over an evening or something.
Wow.
I'm not quite sure, but
Feathers everywhere.
It must have really, like, fucking hated.
Chicken.
You'd have a bad KFC or something. Fucking chicken.
but the thing is, it's in California in Fresno, and deputies arrested 4 young men. 1 was an adult and 3 juveniles, suspected of breaking into a chicken farm ranch and killing more than 900 birds with a golf club in California.
Just 1 golf club. They didn't have 1 each.
Well, no, the thing is, I think
taking turns.
they each had a weapon. I'm not sure if everyone had a golf club or whether one had like a cricket bat or like maybe a baseball bat or
What a weird
any of
hobby.
this. Badminton racket, something like that. I'm not quite
What
sure.
have you been doing? Oh, I went out and played chicken ball today. No, right,
Chicken
okay.
ball. Fresno County Sheriff's officials, acting on several tips Wednesday, tracked down 18-year-old Gabriel Quintero of Riversdale. Also taken into custody were 2 17-year-olds and a 15-year-old. It's going out battering chickens, not battering them, but literally battering them. All have been booked on charges of burglary and felony cruelty to animals. Fresno Sheriff's Department spokesman Christian Curtis said he cannot release information about what prompted the killing of the chickens. He didn't anticipate any more arrests and said he did not know if the suspects had an attorney. So you don't know why they did it. I guess they haven't fessed up to it just
Man,
yet.
they must have been quick. I remember seeing fucking Rocky chasing that 1 chicken, and it took him a while to catch up. Must have catching fucking 900 of them.
But by the sounds of it, it's some sort of farm where they're probably like battery hens or whatever, just in little coops, and they were just like, it's like a sitting duck or sitting chicken.
Yeah, but it's still to whacking them like 900 times with a
You're
golf.
tired, wouldn't you? Afterwards.
Like, oh, fuck, I've done 20, your turn. Jeez, my arms are killing me, man.
Probably what they did, or they just lined them up in a row and just did like, or put them in a big circle and stood in the middle and just spun around with a golf club and just knocked all their
I'm
heads
sure you
off.
could, like, I don't know, like a bit of piano wire at each end and then just, one holding at each end and just run across the chickens and
I should
decapitate them.
imagine at first they were probably a bit slow, but by the end they perfected some sort of technique to do it quickly.
That's very bizarre, though.
Yeah, investigators say the suspects pulled back a fence on the 20th of September to break into a barn south of Fresno. Once inside, they beat 920 chickens to death with a golf club and possibly another blunt instrument, investigators say. So, I guess they got other such things and just battered all these chickens for some unknown reason.
Bizarre.
The suspects were caught by detectives from a special Fresno-based agriculture task force.
I think it's a chicken task.
Does he turn up on a little tractor? Hello, we're in farm police.
What are you doing? You got a permit for that baseball bat?
Farmer says you're on his land. You got a licence?
The agriculture task force, a sheriff's unit established to investigate farming-related crimes.
Oh, I just got like it's out in the field with a tape measure. Your broad beans have grown too closely together. They need to be at least 3 inches apart, and yours are only 2.
Maybe like
That's an inch below broad bean regulation, sir. We're
like
gonna have to
hot
take
fuzz.
you in.
You got hot fuzz.
Yeah.
You couldn't make
Yeah,
that shit up, could
yeah.
you?
Agriculture Task Force. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
amazing, right? And that's a sheriff's unit established to investigate farming-related crimes in the nation's leading agribusiness county with 5 billion
I mean,
in
that just
annual.
tells me there must be a lot of farm crimes going on for them to have to create a specific task force.
force.
They don't have buttons, they have cucumbers as buttons. Something like that. Tomato
They're
grenades.
like riding buffalo or something.
Tomato grenades or something like that.
Yeah. Throw a tomato at him, lads.
I don't know any police that have grenades.
It's not bad.
The special forces.
Come on with eggs. What they should do to them lads is then like make for their sentence, make them just add chicken to eat every fucking meal. Like you didn't like chickens before. Now let's say you get on your little
We got
cunts.
eat 900.
Yeah, 900.
I'll put them in a room and just hit them with golf clubs.
Well, yeah, there's that as well. But
900 times or whatever.
Not all the chickens at the facility were killed, thankfully. Said.
oh, so they got some witnesses.
You got imagine a little chicken in a fucking...
Yeah. Can you
Interview
describe
with
what
Sam.
was
the
it?
chair at the
Which one
table.
was it?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Can you identify which one of these battered all your mates?
Cluck, yeah, cluck if you know which one it is.
Can you tell us the
You
event?
pointed at that one.
Yeah, he clucked at every one.
It was all of you guys.
We're not
Poor
getting
chickens
nowhere.
with shell shock after seeing one getting bad to death.
Eggshell shock.
Oh, very good.
But maybe that's what they did. They killed like pre-chickens. They just
just
battered a load of eggs.
Pre-chicken.
Is
Pre-chickens.
that what they're called?
Pre-chickens.
Eggs. Pre-chickens.
Pretty much.
We're destroying the unborn chicken.
I want some
Yeah.
Poached pre-chicken.
scrambled pre-chicken.
You have a poached pre-chicken on toast.
Fried pre-chicken. That's amazing.
Yeah, I just thought that was it's a fairly wild story. It just kind of grabbed me, just the fact that the headline says 4 California teens arrested in killing 920 chickens with the golf club.
They must have massive arms. Fucking hell.
Amazing stuff. Chad, you want to know about how to always win at rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
It's quite a long article and I sort of skimmed by it earlier on today.
Condense it down to one sentence.
Be better than your opponent.
Right.
Maths.
First of all throws are not equally common. The World RPS Society, which is rock, paper,
There's a
scissors.
world rock paper.
Yeah.
This is as good as the agricultural task force. I'm learning so much today. Do they come round and do it as well if you're like, no, you've done it wrong, so that's not the correct way of making rock?
Are you
Sorry.
playing rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock? Here's an interesting fact that I thought was interesting. The names of the throws are arbitrary, but inherent cultural stereotypes such as rock is a testosterone choice. So if you're ever playing against like a meathead, he's probably more likely to throw a rock. It's the most aggressive and one favoured by angry players. So, if you've been at the gym and somebody's just like, hey bro, what you lifting? You'd be like, well, like 100.
We're lifting some rocks.
Yeah, I've been lifting all these weights and stuff. And they're like, do you fancy rock, paper, scissors? And you'd be like,
Always happens.
yeah.
I count the amount of times I try and get out of the gym and some fucker stops me. For fuck's sake.
You get to the bench at the same time as someone else, like, well, we'd have to fucking rock, paper, scissors for it.
Yeah, it's like, just a few questions beforehand. I've just arrived, hadn't done any working out. You been on any of the benches? But yeah, just been doing loads of squats or whatever you do at the gym.
Paper it is.
Right, okay. Rock, paper, scissors. Be jog on, son.
Okay, go on. What are the other two then?
On your first throw against an inexperienced male opponent, the best choice is paper because that'll beat rock.
So hold on, so you got to stop and ask them how experienced they are.
Have you played rock, paper, scissors before? No, brilliant.
Well, the thing is, it says the strategy for playing RPS depends on how
RPS?
skilled your opponent is.
Skill, just what?
Random
where
game
skill
of
comes
chance.
Yeah, but basically 99% of the public are unskilled in RPS.
There's no fucking skill in making a fist, a flat hand, or 2 fingers. There's no. As long as
There
you've
is-
got at least 2 fingers,
There is if you're female.
you can
Better
play
put
rock,
one
paper,
finger, you're not
scissors.
very good, are
No. Yeah, one
No,
paper, you're like,
you
you
can-
go for
paper-
can't call it pencil. Pencil writes on paper.
So,
Rock smashes pencil.
if you play against a male, they're more likely to throw a rock. If you play against a female, apparently women are most likely to throw scissors. So
Because they're ladies and they're used to needlecraft and such.
So who's most likely to throw paper?
We are now, because if we went to play it like we're all blokes, everyone's going to do rock. Fucking
Yeah, but if you're
paper it
against a
is.
woman, don't throw paper because she'll chop you up.
With her finger scissors.
Here's another one. Naive players don't like to repeat the same throw more than twice in a row. They can't accept that as random. So yeah, if you're playing best out of 3. So for instance, if I was playing you, Mark, I'd be like, right, he's hench chunky. He's quite.
He's going to pick rock.
Yeah, he's gonna be all about that rock. So I'll be like, rock, paper, scissors. Boom!
Like, oh,
knock down the
rock, your
paper.
yeah.
And then I'm going to think, right, you're not going to do rock again because you're going to think, all right, I can't do the same thing twice. So then I'd be like, either throw down a scissors or a.
Oh,
or
but
a
I
rock.
would repeat quite a few.
Would you?
Yeah.
So you're not like a normal.
I
So
don't
you're an
really- I don't really
experienced
play it.
RPS player. eh?
I don't really play RPS.
One of the 1%.
I know how to play it, I just don't play it. Because, like, who gives a fuck about rock, paper,
I
scissors?
think you only play it to decide something.
Well, that's the thing. If you want it to go your way, if you study the way rock paper scissors works, you.
I just decide
Get your
things
own
by sheer force of will.
That's your way of just
Why, there's better than
throwing
yours.
down a rock. What should we do? This because I thought of it. Let's play rock paper scissors. No.
rock because I'm just lazy and I can't bother to change my hand.
I think when you see the motion you were just doing, because you're doing this pumping closed fist motion right over your crotch.
I was going to say you're used to doing that, aren't you? So basically, it's about luck, but the counter strategy is to choose whatever sign the doubled sign would be. Should your opponent throw rock, you'd want to choose scissors on the next throw, because I guess they're going to try and counter what you've just done, which sounds weird. So if me and Mark were playing and you're a meathead, you throw rock and I throw paper,
Yeah.
you're more likely to throw scissors because you want to beat paper. So
No,
I just
I
throw
wouldn't
down
do
a
that.
rock and be like, what up?
I wouldn't
Beat
do
you.
that though.
Wouldn't you?
I'd
Well,
either
you're
do
not a
rock
normal
again
man,
or
eh?
I'd do paper again.
You just make up your own
I'd
rules.
just
yeah.
go, this is silly, and walk
You just
away.
go, rock, paper, scissors, punch in the face.
It's unpredictable.
Not that aggressive.
You're a fucking loose cannon, you know that. I'm playing rock, paper, scissors with you.
Next week, our newest ChapterSkip video will be a RPS tournament. Stay tuned.
So,
Round 1, fight!
In essence, to recap, how to always win at RPS. Scissors are the least popular choice, and men favour rock. I thought it said cock there for a second, so I'm glad I wrote that down right. Both are reasons to choose paper in a one-shot match. So, yeah. So, and apparently, announce what you're going to throw and do it. Most players figure you won't go through with it. So you'd be like, I'm going to throw down a rock, and they're like, oh, he's not going to do that. And then you'd be like, what happens to rock?
I usually just randomly just do whatever. Just what comes to my head in that split second. I don't
Do well.
I don't-
Sometimes put 3
Just
fingers
whatever
down.
form my hand lazily
Yeah.
flops down.
I don't think about it. It's just like, whatever.
Just do it. Just put like a pinky down. Like rock, paper, scissors, telephone.
I don't. And do horns. Maybe a couple of horns.
So yeah, take that away, ladies and gents. If you're ever at the bar and somebody's like, "Hey, I'll play rock, paper, scissors for the next round." If they're a meathead man, throw that paper down. If they're a woman, throw that rock down.
And then after that, we'll play hopscotch.
If they're hermaphrodite, go for the scissors.
Just throw down a couple of rocks and a bit of paper and stuff.
Just next time someone challenges you in the pub, did you say, play rock, paper, scissors,
Yeah.
say, no, I'm not fucking 12, you twat.
But you'd be like, whose round is it?
We're in a pub, we've got darts and pool.
Not if it's one of these newfangled pubs that don't have darts and pool because
Do they?
people get smashed around the head with
Wetherspoonstone, places like that.
I don't know, I haven't been to a pub for years, so
Yeah,
I don't really drink. So.
too scared of people throwing darts at people and hitting them around the head
You go
with
to some of the
pools.
older pubs and you get
Yeah,
things like
old
that,
man
but-
pubs.
But the pub I used to go in, the dartboard was right next to the gents' toilet, so you'd open a door and right there, like, oh, fucking hell! That was like the most dangerous place to put it.
Crazy.
I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, so that brings us towards the very end of the ChapterSkip podcast. Thanks again for listening. We've already set our homework for next week, so we don't need to spend the next 5 minutes.
I forgot about that, nice one.
I
kind
was
of-
going to say that I'm going to go watch a new Dracula film this week. I said, I've been homework,
yeah.
but never mind.
Are you actually interested in that?
I've got 9 free tickets to the cinema that need to be used, so I'm just
You're
watching.
going to watch it 9 times.
No, I would go watch Guardians of the Galaxy another
Yeah.
9 times, but that's not on anymore.
Oh,
So this Dracula thing was the only thing on there that looks...
Go watch Gone Girl?
Yeah, maybe.
Or Did you end up watching Lucy?
No, I never got around to it. It's not on anymore.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm gonna go watch, and I'm not super fussed, but my friend wants to go watch that Annabelle.
Oh, is that the
Watch
Conjuring
that.
prequel type
Oh,
thing?
fuck,
yeah, I
that's
thought they looked
yeah,
goddamn awful.
I'm not super.
Yeah.
You're going with Lewis, aren't you?
No.
Jo showed me a trailer for that the other day, and
Not
she's
me.
saying, I know it doesn't look very good, but this other couple want to go watch it with us.
Yeah.
You want us? So we got free tickets.
My friend wants to watch it, so
I said it looks very cliche. I bet I
I've seen
could
it.
And
guess.
then the whole based
guess
on
the
a
whole
true
film.
story. It's not
Yeah.
based on a true story.
No.
When I find people go, you're
Have
not
you
really a
actually-
demonologist,
Have you
you're just a
actually
bit
seen
mental.
you've seen the toy, what it looks like? It looks nothing like that. I've made it look
Yeah.
really freaky. And the original one's just like this little plush toy.
Just the doll, isn't it?
Little
Yeah.
doll. It's like, what?
Well, when we did the review for The Conjuring, I went back and I googled like Annabelle the doll, and it shows you the real picture of it. It's like nothing like what it is in the movie.
Clan thing, it's weird.
But I saw the trailer. I think it's when I watched either The Guest or Sin City, because obviously there are 18 movies, and the trailer was literally just like, it's silent, ominous music, loud noise,
Yeah.
silence, creepy picture. It's like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're just literally just filling a trailer just full of jump scares because people will go, oh, that looks so
That just tells you
scary.
what the film's
The
going to
thing
be.
with those
Yeah.
films though are basically like, if you've seen Paranormal Activity, you've seen this film.
If you've seen The Conjuring,
Save your
you've
money.
seen this film.
Has,
If you've seen something else.
Is Lewis seeing it then, did you say?
He posted something about Annabelle the other day, and it was like this. I'm sure he did, to do with this story about all these people had gone to the house where them mental people that think they're fucking demon wizards. They're demon fighting wizards. They've got the doll, and he was like, you can go round it.
No,
and he
there's
was like,
no reason to talk about Lewis's group. Like.
yeah, the group Git. But anyway, and they'd called out the doll. Some bloke was like, it's dog shit, ha ha, what a load of bollocks. And then he got on his motorbike, and it was apparently like, ha ha ha, what a load of crap, and he crashed and he died, and his girlfriend was then, when she came out of the hospital, was like, oh, it's not our fault, we were dissing the doll. And it's like,
No.
his fault because he weren't looking where he was fucking going.
Yeah.
You know.
Too busy shouting at an inanimate
Well,
object.
You might see a ghost from Pac-Man, hey? Mark?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Anyway, yeah.
But while we're on the subject of scary things, I don't know if you saw the new Alien game was released today.
Yes, I haven't got it yet.
I've seen mixed reviews. I've seen some reviews that just said it's very samey, and I've seen other reviews that said it's amazing.
Yeah.
So I guess it's try it and.
Did you
See
get
what you think
the
of it.
Lord of the Rings one? I know you said you was.
Oh yeah.
Was it any good? Because it's not out on console till 21st of November, so I've got a long wait yet.
You played the Arkham games, yeah? Arkham
Yeah,
Batman
yeah,
games.
yeah.
It's that just set in Middle Earth. It's the combat feels like that. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Grappling hooks and stuff. Batarangs.
No, they
Barry.
Batarangs.
no.
Night Vision.
Before we get caught in the rabbit hole of talking about video games, which you guys like to do, and I'm sure you'll do it after the
We'll do it
podcast has
off-camera,
ended,
yeah.
it's about that time to wrap up this podcast, volume 29. Thanks a lot for listening, and as always, you can check us out on social media. Facebook, it's facebook.com/ChapterSkip, Twitter @ChapterSkip, email ChapterSkip@gmail.com, and on YouTube /ChapterSkip/ChapterSkip podcast. So, on behalf of ChapterSkip, I'm Sean.
I'm Jay.
I'm Chuddles.
And I'm still Mark.
And we'll catch you guys again next time.
Fucking Chuddles.